Hey guys, on this tutorial I'm going to be walking you through how to set up your mind map for our video project that we're going to be putting together on global citizenship. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is go ahead and go to the Google Classroom and find the link from MindMeister and go ahead and set up your actual account in MindMeister. If you've already done that, then I'll go ahead and tell you the next step. If you have not already done that, then you need to pause the video now and create yourself an account in MindMeister. So as we're going through this video, if you see that you need to pause and do something, which you're going to have to do very often, just make sure that you do that. I'm going to be showing you some different things to put into your map. So whenever you're getting ready to add something, you need to just click pause on the video and then you can come back to it as you're ready to go to the next step. Once you have created your MindMeister account, what you're going to want to do for this first part of setting up your mind map is make sure that you have the Google Classroom pulled up in one tab, and you're going to want to have your MindMeister account pulled up in the other tab so that you can easily go back and forth because you're going to be linking a couple of documents into your mind map. So when you are inside MindMeister, it should look sort of like this. If you don't see this screen, then you're going to want to click the home button, or you should be able to click where it says MindMeister. As long as you're logged in and you see your name over here, you should be able to click MindMeister as well, and it will bring you to this screen. And you need to create a new mind map. When you click on New Mind Map, you're going to click Blank. Then that's going to bring you into your map. It's just going to look very blank, just like this. And before we even add anything to it, the first thing that we're going to want to do is go ahead and share with your partner or whoever is in your team, however many people you have in your team, and also share your map with Miss Gibbs so that you guys can collaboratively work on your map and so that I can help give you guys some feedback as you're putting your project together. So to do that, you're just going to click share right down here. And then you'll see where it says invite people, and you're going to have to type in their email addresses. So it's not going to have our emails saved, so you're going to have to go through and type in the full Madison City email address and invite, and make sure you have it set on can edit because we want everyone to be able to edit and add comments and all that good stuff. And then you'll just click invite once you have your emails put in there. So once you have invited the other members of your group to the mind map that you created, then they should be able to access it by checking their email and then clicking on the invitation and going into that mind map themselves. And then from then on, they should be able to get to your group's mind map just by logging in to MindMeister by themselves. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I am going to show you the basics of how to set up your mind map. What is so awesome about this is that it is going to help you completely organize your entire project that you're working on. It's going to help you keep everything organized and together and keep your plan in order, but then also it's going to give you a way to visualize your thinking and really show what you're thinking as you are thinking through this project and what you're going to create with your video. So I'm going to show you the basics of how to set it up, but then after I show you the basics, it's basically your map. So you guys are going to be free to get as creative as you want to with it as you are continuing on your research and planning for your video. So use it however it's best for you so that you can get your thinking on the map and visualize it, and it helps you really plan for your video. Also, what's really cool is that I'm going to be able to communicate with you. So as you're checking back in, you're going to find where I have made comments on your map, and it's really important that you don't delete those comments once you've looked at them, so that we can keep that there and we can go back and see how your planning changed and your thinking changed as we collaborated throughout the project. Okay, so here's the first thing we need to do. So what we're going to do, we're going to set the mind map up in two different sections. So the left-hand section over here is going to be kind of like your left brain, which is going to be all of the organization of your mind map. And then the right section over here is going to be your right brain, where you're going to be thinking through all the different concepts that you're going to explore within your project. So the first thing that you're going to need to do is just put your main topic or issue that you're going to be focusing on in the main bubble in the middle. So this could be different for everyone. So I'm just going to type main topic or issue. And you guys are going to be able to go in and actually put in whatever your actual topic or issue is that you are looking at for your video. The next thing that you're going to want to do is add some branches off of your map. So to add a branch, you're going to click this plus sign, and then the branch will pop up. You have to make sure you have the bubble selected that you want to add a branch to first. So I make sure I click here and then click plus, and then it will add my branch. So the first thing that we are going to add on the left side of our mind map is our rubric. So you can go back and check it from time to time. So we're just going to type rubric on our first branch, and then once you have something typed in, it'll let you move your branch. So you're going to click where you see all four arrows, click all the way down, and then you're going to pull rubric over to the left side, and we're going to link our rubric in there. So when you click this little arrow down here, it brings up a URL box for you to link something. So this is where we're going to be going back over to the classroom, and you're going to click on Global Citizenship Video Product Rubric. And to get the link, we're just going to click share. You can see the link right there. So you're going to make sure it's highlighted right here, and then right click on this link and copy. And then you'll go back to your map and you just paste it in there. And then click off of it, and then once you've done that, you have your rubric linked, so that now when you click that arrow, it's going to take you right to your rubric. Alright, so the next thing that we're going to add in, you're going to click another branch. Oops, well, I'm actually glad that happened. So since I was on rubric and I clicked to add a branch, it added it to my rubric, like it was the next thing that I wanted to add to my rubric. So I'm glad it did that, so now you can see how that works. If I was going to add something else extending out, I would have clicked on rubric and then clicked add a branch. But I need to go back to main topic and then add another branch. And now we're going to put planning guide. Same thing as before, click and grab your planning guide and pull it over to the left side. And we're going to link our planning guide as well. It's a little different with our planning guide because you're going to want to make a copy of it. So go back to the classroom. We're going into our planning guide. And for this one, you're going to want to be able to type into this. So this is very important that before you link it, that you make your own copy. So you're going to click File, Make a Copy. And it asks you for a name. Right now it's called Copy of Global Citizenship Planning Guide. So you may want to put your name right here so that you know it's yours. And hit OK. Once you do that, then your copy is going to pop up. And then now you're ready to link it. So you're going to click Share again. You want to get the shareable link. And you're going to copy the link, go back, and paste it. And then now you've got your planning guide linked in there too. And now remember, the planning guide is actually in your Google Drive, even though you're going to be able to easily get to it from here. Since you're the one that added it, you're on Mind Map and you're the one that's signed in, you may have to go back and add your other team members to the actual document. You may have to share it with them so that they can get to it too. Okay, the next thing is your research documentation. So we're going to make sure we're clicked on the main bubble, and we're going to do research documentation. Grab it, pull it over to the left side. You have an option on this one. I know some of you have already started with some research, so you're welcome to just go ahead and link over the document that you already started in your Google Drive. But if you would like to use the document that I created for you guys, let's get rid of these extra tabs. Then you can go back to the Google Classroom, and I did make a research documentation Google Doc where you can just copy and paste some good information that you're finding on different websites, and then just make sure you include the URL of those websites so that we can give them proper credit. If you have your own document set up that you're going to do this in, that is totally fine. But you need to make sure that you are always referencing the sources, because you will have to give them credit, of course, when you're putting that information in your video. If you're going to use this document that I made, you just make sure that you click File, make a copy, just like the one before you click Share, and copy that shareable link back over to the mind map. Right click, copy that URL, and then it will go into the research documentation. Okay, so you can do that on your own terms. Okay, we're going to click on your main topic bubble again, and the last thing we're going to add to the left side is going to be your video script. So you probably haven't started your video script yet, but now you'll have a place to link it in whenever you get ready to put your video script in. Okay, so that's the left side, that's your organization. Now on the right side is where you're going to put really all of your thinking as you were thinking through this topic for your video. So the first thing we're going to do is make a place to put our global citizenship FRAIR map that you guys started working on the other day. And I'm going to share the pictures of that with you as you add more and more to it, but we do need to make a place for it. So you're going to click the main topic bubble, click the plus sign, global citizenship FRAIR, and that needs to be up here at the top. Alright, next, over on the right side, as you start really thinking about your topic today, the first thing that you really need to settle on is a overarching question, or maybe a couple questions that you really want to be addressing through your video. So this is going to be the really big question that you are asking throughout your entire video. So for example, if you are looking at a particular culture, then in this bubble right here, maybe your overarching question is going to be, what does it really mean to be a part of Italian culture? Or if you are looking at a more specific global issue like water sanitation, so then maybe your overarching question would be something like, how can we make sure that everyone in our world has access to clean water? It kind of depends. You're going to have to think about that today, but you do need to decide on it. So you're going to have that on the right side. And then from there, I want you to think really hard with the rest of your group that's working on your video, and I want you to try to determine about 3 sub-concepts that you're going to focus on. So you're going to add 2 or 3 more branches on the right side that are going to be sub-concepts for your particular topic that you're looking at. And this is going to be different for you too, but you need to make sure that you're thinking about what are going to be 3 very meaningful concepts that I could focus on. Well, 2 or 3 meaningful concepts that I want to focus on in my video. So again, let's use the same examples. For example, maybe I'm focusing on specific culture, like we said, Italian culture earlier. So if that's the case, maybe my first concept is going to be the people of that culture. Maybe one of my concepts is going to be beliefs. And then maybe my third concept is going to be habits or characteristics of that culture. There's tons and tons of different ways you could look at it, different perspectives you could be looking at. So it kind of depends. Maybe I'm looking at a more specific issue, like we said, water sanitation earlier. So if that's the case, maybe my first concept is going to just be problem. And I'm going to be really looking at everything that has to do with that problem. And so if I say problem, then I can add more and more branches off of that, branching out into the problem there. And then maybe my second subconcept is going to be the effects. And so I can add more and more branches and branches off of those branches that discuss the effects of that problem. And then maybe my third concept is going to be solutions. So this is something you're going to have to think about with your group as far as what is going to make the most sense. What are you going to be focusing on so that you're making your video very meaningful? Okay, so once you have all of this set up, then you have your basic setup for your mind map, and you're ready to really get started. What you need to make sure that you are doing first, the very first thing you need to do is get your planning guide ready. So you need to make sure that you're going into that planning guide that you created, and you have figured out what your ultimate long-term goal is going to be for this project. And then you've also looked through, I've given you some bullet points, some little some different goals along the way that we're going to have to reach just time-wise. But you need to determine what are the goals going to be for your group on each of these other weeks that we're meeting in class. And then the next thing that you need to do is start working on some research. Some of you already have some research, but you need to start getting some stuff collected to make sure you're keeping those sources with the research. And then you're going to be thinking over here on this side of your topic or issue that you're looking at, what is the main question and what are those sub-concepts, and how can I keep adding and adding to those sub-concepts to show how my learning is growing. Also, you're new to this mind map thing, so you can kind of play around a little bit. Over here are all kinds of cool different things that you can use to change colors, change fonts. There are little icons that you can add to make this very much your own. So right now it looks a little bit boring. So you need to make sure that it is your brain. You want it to look like your brain. So make sure that you are you're making it your own so that it really visualizes your own thinking. And I'm going to be coming around to help you as you're thinking through this research that you're doing and really getting ready to put your video product together. And I can help talk with you and answer any questions that you need, and we'll get it figured out. Good luck, guys.